Greetings and welcome to Tales Unmasked, where we uncover the hidden truths and raw realities of our past. Today, we journey through the most devastating conflict in human history, a war that spanned 6 years, crossed every continent, and claimed over 80 million lives. This is the story of World War II, the war that reshaped the modern world. The seeds of destruction were planted in the ashes of World War I Germany, humiliated by the Treaty of Versailles, faced a broken economy, wounded pride, and a desperate people. In this chaos, Adolf Hitler rose. With fiery speeches and dangerous promises, he built a Nazi regime on nationalism, racism, and revenge. Meanwhile, fascism took root in Italy under Mussolini, and militarism flourished in Imperial Japan. By the 1930s, the world was a powder keg, and it was only a matter of time before it exploded. September 1st, 1939, Hitler invades Poland. 2 days later, Britain and France declare war on Germany. Blitzkrieg, lightning war, was unleashed. Tanks rolled, planes bombed. Poland fell in weeks. The world was at war again. In 1940, Hitler turned west. Denmark, Norway, Belgium, the Netherlands, and then France all collapsed under Germany's swift and brutal assaults. Paris fell in June. Britain stood alone. But across the Channel, Winston Churchill, now Prime Minister, declared, "We shall never surrender." The Battle of Britain began, a massive air war over the skies of England. Against all odds, the RAF repelled the Luftwaffe. It was Hitler's first defeat. Behind enemy lines, the Nazis launched the final solution, a systematic plan to exterminate the Jews of Europe. Millions were deported to ghettos and then to death camps. Auschwitz, Treblinka, Sobibor. Gas chambers became factories of death. 6 million Jews were murdered, alongside Roma, the disabled, Slavs, and political prisoners. The Holocaust remains the darkest stain on human conscience. June 22nd, 1941, Hitler betrays Stalin and invades the Soviet Union in Operation Barbarossa. It was the largest land invasion in history. The Nazis advanced quickly, but the Russian winter and fierce Soviet resistance turned the tide. In Stalingrad, house-to-house combat turned into a hellish siege. By 1943, Germany began to retreat. The Red Army would not stop until Berlin. While Europe burned, Japan sought domination in Asia. On December 7th, 1941, Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. America was thrust into the war. President Franklin D. Roosevelt called it a date which will live in infamy. In the Pacific, the U.S. and allies fought island by island, Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima, Okinawa, against a relentless and suicidal Japanese military. The brutality was unmatched. By 1942-43, the tide was turning. The Allies pushed back in North Africa, landed in Italy, and began to squeeze Germany from both sides. The D-Day invasion on June 6, 1944, saw over 150,000 Allied troops storm the beaches of Normandy. France was liberated. Meanwhile, in the Pacific, the U.S. crushed Japan's navy at Midway and advanced toward the home islands. In April 1945, Soviet troops stormed Berlin. Adolf Hitler committed suicide in his bunker. Germany surrendered on May 7, 1945, Victory in Europe Day, but the war wasn't over. Japan still held out. On August 6th and 9th, the U.S. dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Over 200,000 people died, many instantly, others slowly from radiation. Japan surrendered on August 15, 1945. World War II left behind a shattered world. Cities reduced to rubble, millions displaced, nations in ruins. But out of the ashes came change. The United Nations was born. Nuremberg trials brought Nazi war criminals to justice. The Cold War began, dividing the world between East and West, and a new world order emerged, one shaped by the memories of horror and the desire to never let it happen again. Over 80 million people perished, soldiers, civilians, children. World War II was more than a war. It was a test of humanity's soul. We saw the worst we could become and the courage to fight it. From the ashes of war, we must always remember, peace is not given. It is built, it is protected, it is earned. Thank you for watching Tales Unmasked. If this story moved you, subscribe to the channel and share this video. Let the memory of the fallen and the lessons of the past never fade. Until next time, stay curious, stay aware, and stay human.